we received communication from the presidency, which we understand same communication has been sent to the Chief Justice, announcing her removal from office. Prof, let me start with you. Our friends in the opposition NPP say this the removal of the CJA is a plot that was hatched even while in opposition by John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency the President of Ghana. But Minister for Communications says the President only followed constitutional processes.
Yes, good morning to your viewers and good morning to my co-panelists here, two strong men from the Inky fraternity. So it's a pleasure to share the platform with you. It's troubling to follow the discourse that is emanating from the removal of the Chief Justice through due process. And it's unfortunate to try to cast the president in a light that he removed the Chief Justice. Let me be honest with you. President John Dramani Mahama is almost one of the few remaining institutions as far as leadership is concerned. And me personally, I have delayed my transition into public office, but I'm very happy to be here because I'm learning how to govern, how to lead from the president. I couldn't have imagined a better time for this country to have President John Dramani Mahama than now, considering what we dealt with for the last 8 years. So by saying this, I'm saying good morning to the president and good morning to the wonderful team we have at the Jubilee House. I want to say something here. The president was simply being the president. The Constitution enjoins him to set up a committee and allow the committee to do its work. The Constitution also allows every Ghanaian the right to petition the removal of the Chief Justice if they deem it fit. And there are 3 grounds on which the Chief Justice can be removed. The first being misconduct, the second being incompetence, and the third, I think, is physical impairment also. President Mahama didn't create any of these 3. President Mahama didn't write any of the petitions. President Mahama didn't appoint or didn't actually put on the bench Justice Boaman, who is the chair of the committee.
Yeah.
We had very eminent people in there, including the former Auditor General, and so many other people who were picked from institutions and civil society groups. And they had subjected the Chief Justice, former, to due process. You see, I'm coming from a different angle. They say that he who comes to equity, the doctrine of clean hands, must come with clean, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. And in this case, we are not even talking of someone coming to equity. We are talking about equity itself, that is the court itself, being tainted. And if you look at the subject, the bread and butter of the issue, it bordered on misconduct and it bordered on issues relating to incompetence. President Mahama didn't commit any of these ones. Did President Mahama flout traveling procedures? No. President Mahama did not tell the former Chief Justice to travel, maybe with members of her family, in opaque and, let me say, not so appropriate manner. No. And you see, even if you took out the issues of financial misconduct there, the issue of
unlawful expenditure of public funds.
Yes, that's for the lawyers to describe. I'm just talking about the fact that she did something she shouldn't do with funds, which to the naked eye was not good. Could you imagine that if I had done that and I was brought before a court, the Chief Justice presiding would have told me to go, I've done the right thing. Let's turn the table around here, that she would have put people behind bars for what she has done. So she shouldn't, and people shouldn't make it look like because it is her, it is the justice system itself being held to its own standard, we think it is the president who must take the fall for it. Let's put that aside. You see, I said somewhere that even if this committee had not found the former Chief Justice culpable of the accusations, she, by her behavior, had made her position untenable by throwing the justice procedure in this country to the dogs. Her decision to put out in the media matters that were sub judice, issues that were still under review by the courts. She took it to the media, and people like me and so many other people also started commenting. People stated their views. And by the way the Chief Justice postured herself, she appeared to be somebody who wouldn't take even media discourse lightly. And she was going to preside over a vindictive court that will victimize media people, victimize social media commentators, victimize civil society actors who had reacted to something that she put out in the media. So even by her behavior, the way she handled issues that were before a constitutionally mandated body was misconduct in itself. And even if she was not removed because of the inappropriate use of public funds, her decision to denigrate the court, her colleagues, and other processes made her position untenable. And even if she held herself to a certain level of honor and integrity, she would have resigned before we reached where we reached. And that is my view on the issue.
Well, Elvis, the committee sums up its findings and declared that the Chief Justice's conduct fell squarely within the constitutional definition of stated misbehavior, for which reason the removal was recommended to the president. Stated misbehavior based on the travels, they say abuse of discretionary power in interfering in judicial appointments.
Okay. I thought I said it here, that even before the committee, that all the allegations, accusations, even found true, none of them merit removal of the Chief Justice. I said it, and I insist, and I stole my position.
You still stand by it?
That none of the positions, stated, merits the removal of a CJ. The CJ is an arm of government. It's one of the 3 arms of government. So even if this were found to be true, that was my position. And I'm so happy that this committee has vindicated my position.
How so?
Yes.
They established unlawful expenditure of public funds.
So I'm going to go to tell you why I think that their job was shoddy. And to me, it's below standard to my understanding and my estimation.
Really?
Let me start with the most frivolous one. And the most frivolous one is somebody saying that it's been transferred.
Yeah.
Why is it frivolous? It's frivolous to me because it's a simple matter of labor dispute. And by our laws, labor disputes are to be addressed by the Labor Commission. So if somebody is transferred and the person felt that the way and manner that the transfer was conducted, he or she disagrees, per the law of Ghana, it is the Labor Commission the person is supposed to go to. It is not about a committee. It's not about a petition.
Not to petition.
If you have a labor dispute, that's why we have set up the National Labor Commission. So if you say your transfer, you have an issue with your transfer, it's a matter of labor dispute. You are an employee of the judicial service. You have been transferred and say you disagree with how you were transferred. The issue is supposed to go to the Labor Commission. If the Labor Commission rules that the person is not happy, the person goes to the court. That is the process we've given to ourselves. So for the committee to even entertain, an application in the name of a labor dispute in itself is funny. I don't see how a committee.
I'm coming over.
Yeah.
You disagree?
No, it's not yet my turn, but I need some clarification. Elvis, are we talking about the petition that had to do with Daniel Ofori?
No.
Which is the basis of this?
No.
Or you are talking about...
There are 3 reasons. Daniel Ofori's basis is not about renewal petition.
No, the petition that was submitted... Sorry. I'm coming.
Larry.
I'm coming. What went before the president
yes.
has to do with the petition submitted by Daniel Ofori.
No, it's not only that.
It's not only that.
No,
It's not only that.
No, it's not
It's
only
not
that.
just the
There are
Daniel
4
Ofori
different
one.
petitions, and
Yes.
this one is 3.
Okay.
One petition was from a staff of the judicial service who said he has been transferred in a way, a manner that he
Yes.
thinks that it's been unfair to him.
Okay.
And the committee cited it as one of the reasons for the removal.
Yeah.
The second petition
you
came
have
from
a copy of the
Professor Kweku Asare, Kweku Azan,
On our website.
who said that
okay.
the Chief Justice misstepping or outstepping the process of appointing
please send it to me.
Justice of the Supreme Court is reason for her removal, which also has been cited by the committee.
Okay.
And then the third one is the one talking about travel. Even that one was not about Daniel Ofori. That one also came from this. Daniel Ofori one is that the Chief Justice has been unfair to him in the case.
Okay.
But the reasons cited by the committee for removal are from 3 different petitions. So let's not say there's only one petition.
Okay.
So I'm dealing with the first one about
Okay. For me,
about the staff of judicial service.
What I heard was from the
Daniel Ofori.
Yeah, Daniel Ofori. That is a notice put out by the presidency.
No, but the
being disingenuous here.
the letter written to the
They only
CJ.
stated other issues that had been raised, but they
Yeah.
talked about the fact that the petition they had sat on
Yeah, had to
was
do with
the
Daniel Ofori.
one.
No, but
And
they
that
wrote-
the others were still going to
Is
be
it-
Yes.
that the Chief Justice and the petitioners all agreed that those should be adjourned.
No,
You already,
no.
you already.
The letter written by Callistus Mahama to the CJ.
No,
No.
reading your own report.
No, it's not my own report. No. See, this is the problem. Callistus Mahama
Yeah.
has written to the CJ
No,
and stated the grounds for her
Let's
removal.
refer to the committee.
Okay.
Okay? There's a letter. Callistus Mahama.
You have a copy of
I have a copy of the letter.
Please send me. Let me see.
That he's written to the CJ
Let me see.
stating the grounds for a removal. And in that letter, these 3
Cited
positions.
Kweku Azan's,
I'm still the 3
But
positions
see,
cited.
Oh,
the
this is
position
not
of
fair.
Larry
This
and
is not
Prof
fair.
is that the letter
This is
from
not
the
fair.
presidency
But
makes reference to the
It's not
Daniel
fair.
Ofori
That's not
petition.
that is what I'm telling you. But what did they read the CJ?
No,
What is the letter that Callistus Mahama?
It's not fair.
What the president communicated to the public is not the same letter that was written to the
CJ.
CJ. As the grounds
Okay,
for
so what
removal.
you have is from the
you-
is from the
The
CJ.
letter written to the CJ for grounds for her removal, signed by
You have
Callistus
the
Mahama, is
CJ.
what I'm reading.
What you have is from the CJ.
It's written by Callistus Mahama.
And so it's from the
I don't know,
CJ.
but it's copies is sent to the CJ.
Can I have a copy? Can you send it to me?
That letter that Callistus Mahama
Elvis, can I
Yeah.
see it?
that is sent to the CJ.
Elvis, can I
Addressed
see
to
it?
the CJ.
Elvis, can I see it?
I'll send it to
You
you.
send it to me right now.
Okay, that says that these are the grounds for a removal.
You want to verify, say,
These
man.
are, no, I
No, send it to me.
Evans has his own committee.
He's my brother. He will share with
I don't have a committee. I'm just dealing with the letter.
He's my brother. He will
I
share
need
with
to
me.
go to City Online. The 3 reasons have been cited.
3 reasons
Oh,
are
it's on,
cited there.
it's on, it's
The
on.
3 reasons are here.
It's there. It's a public information. It's not.
No, let me
I'm not the only
see.
person who
We are
has it.
not talking about the reasons. And he is mentioning the source of the reasons,
Yeah.
which
Right.
is problematic.
What is
Kweku Azan's petition preceded these ones because they were submitted to former President Akufo-Addo,
Please,
which he
please.
set aside.
Please, if
So for you to
who
say
is
the
being
basis.
removed from office? Is it not the CJ?
Yes.
If a letter is written to the CJ stating the grounds for which she's been
She's been
removed,
removed.
what are you telling me that it's not the ground? This is a letter, 1st September 2025. It says it's restricted. Okay, notification of removal from office. Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. Okay, and this letter is Office of the President, Secretary to the President, signed by Callistus Mahama.
And read.
And
Read it. No, for who
Callistus
indulge you.
avoidance of doubt.
We indulge you. Read
yes, I always wanted to read the whole letter. I can read it.
Yes, I want you to read it.
Okay.
Oh,
It
but
says, pursuant to Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, a petition dated 17th March was presented to His Excellency. The thing is long. Let me just make my way.
No,
Not
by state, who by?
the 3 grounds are here.
No, say who submitted it because
After a full inquiry, the committee has submitted the report to the President. 1. In the opinion of the committee, the travel expenses, the travel expense submitted by Kweku by Daniel Ofori. But this letter is a travel expenses. That was it submitted by Daniel Ofori. Daniel Ofori didn't submit travel expenses.
he submitted what?
He said there was a case that the CJ sat on that involves him, and that the CJ's ruling he disagrees. It's not about travel.
can I say this?
It's not about
Can
travel.
I say this? Can I say this? Can I say this?
Right.
Elvis, I mean, this is just for
Yeah.
So He sent it to
The
me.
committee says that
And he's
without-
saying that pursuant to Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution
Yes.
of the Republic of Ghana, a petition dated 17th March 2025 was presented to His Excellency the President by Mr. Daniel Lofori, seeking your removal from office on the grounds of misconduct and stated misbehavior. His Excellency the President, upon careful assessment of the petition, your response to the petition, and the advice of the Council of State, determined that a prima facie case had been made against you in respect of Mr. Daniel Lofori's petition.
So what is Daniel Lofori's petition?
No, that is not
That's
your
not
argument.
awesome.
That
That's
is
what
not
I'm
your
saying.
argument.
No.
Listen. Oh, gee.
Why would you let me read? The letter is here.
Okay.
The letter is in the opinion of the committee. The travel expenses which the CJ heaped on the judicial service when she traveled on holidays in September 2023, first to Tanzania with her husband, and second to the United States of America with his daughter, together with the payment of per diem to the spouse and daughter of the Chief Justice, constitutes an unlawful expenditure of public funds.
And that's from Mr. Daniel Lofori.
It cannot be justified. Is this person from Daniel Lofori?
It's from Daniel Lofori.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, the dismissal of work, is it from Daniel Lofori?
Oh, no, but that is not. It was not. It's
It
not
is
part of
also
it.
here.
Let's see.
It's also here.
Which part of it?
The committee states that
Where?
without fear or favor, the Chief Justice, let's go to the blue page. The second on the blue page.
Yeah.
The second page of the letter. The second page of the letter, no.
Which
That's the
of
thing we
the
should read
points?
it.
Which of the point?
No.
They said the committee
Which of the
is
points?
of the view that, I'm reading it,
Okay.
is of the view that respondents,
Okay, Elvis. So,
really in the category of conduct.
let me bring some clarification to this. So, Justice Pwaman yesterday, in presenting the report to the president, there was a speech by him. I have a copy of that speech, and I read that. Without disclosing the substance of the proceedings, and since in-camera proceedings is not the same as in secret, we can state that in respect of the first petition, we received evidence by Mr. Daniel Lofori, the first petitioner, through 13 witnesses. Similarly, the Chief Justice in her defense also called 12 witnesses, including expert witnesses as she is entitled to do under the Constitution. So I want to jump to this part that says that, Mr. President, after careful, critical and dispassionate examination and assessment of all the evidence, including the expert evidence against the provisions of the Constitution and the relevant laws, we have, without fear or favor, arrived at a recommendation on the first petition. The recommendation is contained in this envelope, which we hereby hand over to you. The second petitioner, as well as the Chief Justice, pleaded with the committee that the second petition, which would have been next to be inquired into, be adjourned, and we acceded to their request. Accordingly, we shall be reporting on the second and third petitions in due time.
Yes.
So they're telling us that the inquiry into the second and third petitions have not happened.
Yes. So no, have you read the letter? Maybe I'll share it with you. So let me say. As I said, my position.
Do you have the Daniel Lofori petition?
This grounds.
I can find that.
This
Yeah, you
grounds
can find and project it. Let all of us
for the removal of CJ doesn't merit the removal of a CJ.
Right.
Okay, that is my position.
Elvis, are you running away from the this thing about the labor
Just
thing?
when.
It is there. Why am I running away?
Elvis, hold on for me. Let me quickly jump and make a stop in Akwatia. We understand the minority leader is engaging our correspondents there. Let's take you to Akwatia real quick. Fauzuma Saudu is engaging the minority leader, Alexander Afenyomakin. Let's hear what he has to say this morning regarding the exercise. Okay, we'll go back and then we'll bring it, but let's come back in studio. And Elvis, currently we are interrogating the petitions as they stand. So the committee says
that one I
with
said
the
it
first
is
one.
frivolous. Second one is expenditure, which is contained here, which is also mentioned here. The expenditure. This is what the the travel policy, okay, the travel policy of the Judicial Service.
Right.
This is what it says. Article 9 of the policy says that the Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels with either his or a spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year, fully funded by the Judicial Service. Where the Chief Justice is accompanied by the spouse or the other person she chooses, he or she shall travel on the same class of air ticket as the Chief Justice and shall be paid the equivalent of half of the per diem paid to the Chief Justice. This is the travel policy that the Judicial Service developed. It's dated 5th of, let me see the date, 2019. It's dated 5th of January 2019. This policy was developed before Torkornoo became CJ. It's not that this policy was developed when Torkornoo became CJ. You say she influenced it. Then
She says she wants to be known as Saki Torkornoo.
So
Say Torkornoo.
So if
She might not
this
be happy with
policy,
you.
okay, existed before she came to office, and the policy is clear that if she travels with the spouse or whoever she chooses, she can decide to go with the spouse, a family member, or any other person on travel, and says the person will travel on the same ticket as the CJ and be paid half of the per diem of the CJ. So the committee in it, they didn't talk about this policy. Whatever they said, they didn't even mention that there's a policy. Is it that the committee is saying that the Judicial Service has no right to determine travel policy for its senior officials? Is that what the committee is saying? Because the stated payment of per diem is not by Torkornoo's letter. It's a policy dated 5th January 2019 and approved by the Judicial Service.
2019.
2019.
At the time she was Chief Justice.
No, she wasn't.
2019.
January 2019.
She wasn't Chief Justice.
Elvis.
No.
Let's check
That
what
was
January
You
2019.
see, Elvis,
That's a
January
nigga.
2019.
with
She wasn't.
With all due respect,
Yes.
you are stating a policy here.
Yes.
But you see, sometimes the infractions against the policy is not just by the letter of the policy, but the nitty-gritties of the act itself. If I ask you one question here, do you know how much the CJ paid herself and the daughter? As you sit here,
The CJ doesn't pay herself.
No, I mean, she did per diem. So that I'm talking about.
Prof,
She
please,
recommended.
she doesn't pay
She
herself.
paid herself.
No, she doesn't
did.
pay herself.
By requesting an amount as the head of the judiciary, she did.
No, the travel policy has guidelines. How much the CJ is paid
so how
to
much
travel,
did she take?
which
I'm
hotel is
asking you a
taking,
question now.
what
How much
air
did
ticket
she
she
take?
takes.
No.
All of them are stated. It's not the CJ who determines that. You are saying
how much?
No,
I was going somewhere. You don't.
No,
So that could even be the infraction.
no, that is not an infraction.
You
She should have
don't know.
stated it. No.
Did she state it?
Prof,
you
please,
don't know. As you are
please.
sitting here, you
Prof,
don't
please,
know.
if you are executive director, okay, of EPA,
Yes.
if you are going to travel, there's a travel policy.
Exactly.
Are you the one going to determine how much you'll be giving for your travel policy?
If
In
I
the
stated-
institution,
if
it is
it's
stated
stated-
that if you are traveling, you take a first class air ticket. It's stated.
So there's not.
Whether a business class ticket or the hotel is saying stay sleep in a 5-star hotel. It is stated. It's not you who says you should be given a second class.
Listen.
So if you are traveling, are you
Just
saying
listen.
that
Yes.
as deputy that you determine how much
So
you be paid
if
for
I
traveling?
now, by virtue
Are
of
you
my
the one
position
who-
as deputy CEO,
Yes.
decides to request for a certain per diem
Yes.
and uses my position to compel the payment of that
But
same
that
amount.
is not
Would that
it.
be
The
an-
committee
no,
has not said
because
that.
as you are sitting here, you are not stating the amount.
No,
you
the
are just
committee-
stating
Please,
a provision
the
blanket.
committee
You see,
only
it's
mentioned
blanket.
payment of per diem. It did not state
That
whether
means
the
conduct could be in the act itself.
Prof, you were speaking. I didn't
Prof, hold on for
interfere.
me.
Let me also make my point.
Elvis, so your point exactly is
My point is that if the travel policy says this, what is the infraction against the travel policy? Because there's only a mention of paying per diem to the husband. They did not say that paying the per diem to the husband, he asked for more money than requested, or it is against the travel policy. And now I read the travel policy to you that the travel policy says that if she travels with the husband is entitled to half of the per diem that the CJ is paid officially. That any amount that is determined as per diem for the CJ, half of it will be paid to the spouse if he travel. I didn't write that policy. Torkornoo 2019 was not CJ. She didn't write that policy. The policy was there before she became CJ. She only benefited from what existed before she came. So on what grounds are we saying that payment of per diem to the husband amounts to abuse of public funds? This is the question I'm asking. And then secondly, I say, even if there's abuse of public funds, how does it warrant the removal of CJ? There were double salary MPs in parliament. Did we expel them from parliament for collecting double salary?
Let me bring Larry in.
No, let me finish. I am not finished.
Let me hear from Larry.
Rob has interjected. Larry has interjected. Let me make my point. You are stopping my point.
Wrap it up in a few seconds. Wrap it up for me.
If double salary MPs in parliament, what did we ask them to do? Refund. Did we expel them that you are no longer MP because you received double salary?
They were voted for. They were not appointed.
What do you mean by that?
They were voted for.
Are they bigger than an arm of government? The head of an arm of government is somebody who is voted for, who is bigger.
She was appointed by the president.
What do you mean by that?
Was she not appointed?
And then the president travels with his adult children and wife. Show me any part of the constitution that shows that the wife of the president or his adult children are public officials to benefit from public expenses. Will somebody now wake up to parliament and write a petition that a president traveled with the wife and adult children and their expenses were paid by the state, for which reason the president should be removed? Will that be a ground for removal of the president? So if the president, who is the head of an arm of government, can travel with the adult children and the wife, okay, paid by our taxes, and the judicial thinks that the president is traveling and can travel with the wife and children, they create a policy for them. All our presidents, all of them, all our presidents.
An example.
All our presidents do. All our presidents, they travel on the expenses of our money. Okay, they go and see 5-star hotel, we pay for. They sit on first class airplane, including the presidential jet, we pay for it. Will you say that because they are not public officials and they are not stated anywhere in the constitution as public officials? So if they enjoy public money by sitting in the presidential jet and going to sleep in hotels paid for by the public money, the president should be removed for abusing the public fund. Is that the reason why we remove the president? Okay, we've sat in this country when presidents took decisions against people, they went to court, they won against the president. Will we use it as a reason for removing the president? So for me to say that this thing has been, even if it is, as I said, if it is true that it happened, the best thing, in my opinion, should say, well, this person benefited for this money, it should be a refund. But to use it as removal, what is so criminal? What is so serious about such an expenditure that you tell me that you cannot ask for refund? And the committee, we are creating the impression that the committee cannot recommend a refund. We are creating the impression that if the committee sees, the only result will be that remove.
What was the terms of reference of the
constitution never said that you should remove. It said you can either remove or keep the person. So why is it?
Yeah, so they recommend.
So that's what I'm telling you. That's why the committee's work is flawed. Because if there's money, this money, to me, it doesn't warrant any removal of a
Thank you.
I need to state a correction here because if I allow that to pass, I'll be doing my colleagues in the university a disservice. You see, they said half, the one traveling with the Chief Justice is entitled to half the per diem. So you cannot blame the committee